여러분 안녕하세요. 저는 J.M.Wong이에요. Hi everyone, this is J.M.Wong and welcome to another video. It has been such a long time since I've uploaded video into this channel once again. I think because school has resumed, which means I have to start working and quarantine life has been over. But it doesn't mean I cannot share about the things I've done during quarantine life. And today I wanted to focus on one of the things I did, which is learning a new language, and for my case, Korean! So I have always wanted to learn a new language. I've tried to learn French and also I've learned Spanish, but because they're just for, fulfilling course requirements in uni, I didn't really have a lot of motivation to continue to learn the language. And also, it's really hard for me to create an environment where I can get contact with this language 24/7. So those languages kind of left my head, though I still remember a few phrases. For example, for French, I can still remember how to say whether you are going to Paris for leisure or business. This very simple phrase, which is "Vous allez à Paris pour se faire ou pour plaisir," other than bonjour and ça va. And for Spanish, all I could remember is "Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenos días," things like these. But I never managed to continue learning these languages because there isn't really resources for me to build an environment which is 24/7, which is a key for me to learn the language. So for Korean, I'm so lucky to have Hong Kong, which you kind of find a lot of Korean in a lot of things around your life, like around me, and it helps me to build that environment. And also because of the K-dramas, the pop songs, a lot of things there and there, it's easy for me to build a 24/7 Korean speaking environment, and I'm so grateful for that. So the following clips, I want to show you some of the things I did during the process of learning Korean. I wouldn't say every method is correct or everything I learned is correct, but I just want to share with you and hope you will be inspired by that. Like, no matter which kind of language, you can still use my ways if you find it useful, right? So anyways, hope you enjoy the following clips. When you learn Korean, you feel like having a textbook is definitely very important. And it is. And for me, I only bought one because I am no longer the girl who just go into bookstores and buy whatever Korean related books I can find. But rather, I did a lot of research, like looking through YouTube videos or blogs about the best textbook for self-learning Korean. And I found this one textbook that was recommended by most of the bloggers and YouTubers, and I decided just to go and buy this one textbook. And I only used this one textbook during the process of learning Korean. It's lucky that I'm no longer the girl who just buy any books that is related to Korean words and knowledge, because this one that I'm opening right now is a bad example. So when I first learned Korean long ago, I bought this one book. I don't even remember owning it until I dug it out from my old books, and it was more like a book for me to travel to Korean and just show the book to some locals and tell them what I want instead of actually learning a language. So definitely need to choose your textbooks wisely before deciding which one to buy, or else it will be a waste, like mine. Having a textbook is not enough. You also need a notebook to document all the Korean words and phrases you've learned. And these phrases and words doesn't necessarily come from your textbooks. It can be from daily life materials as follow. You might have to go to the supermarket to do groceries even during quarantine life. For me, it became a fun journey for me since I started learning Korean, because there are a lot of snacks, a lot of drinks and food that are imported from Korean, and I would try to read out the words that are written on the packages. A lot of the words are inspired by English and Chinese, and sometimes you don't understand them, and I would take a photo of them so I could document the Korean words I've seen in my daily life. And these are some of the pictures I took during my journey of doing groceries. And of course, sometimes outside of Korean restaurants, you have a lot of Korean words for their titles and their names, and this one is one of the examples I see. The word is 친구, which means friends. So cute, right? And even if you're stuck at home, it doesn't mean you cannot create a 24/7 Korean speaking environment. For example, like here, I found that there's Korean in toothpaste that I use, and I tried to read it out. 핑크 솔트, 히말라야, 핑크 솔트, 탐연지연. And of course, it's very popular for people to find an app to help them to study Korean. I myself use one particular app. So what I'm going to do is show you the app called Memorize here, and how I use this app and why is it so useful for me when I'm learning Korean. So I'm going to click on here and show you how I'm going to use it. So one of the things I would definitely go check out is, as you can see, I have learned a lot of lessons. So it's around 200 Hong Kong dollars for a year, which is quite cheap for a Korean course, for language speaking course. And other than Korean, you have other languages as well. It's not just one language, you have different languages you can learn from this app, which is amazing, because if I want to learn a new language later on, I could do that with the same app. And then for me, this app is like a game for me. Every day during work, I would click on it and it feels like you are achieving something. You have this ranking here showing you how much marks and points you get for the words you've learned and how you know, the days you've clicked onto here and trying to learn Korean. And of course, you can see I've already learned, I'm currently on the 10th lesson about to do like K-pop. And I really like that they have you know, locals actually teaching us how to learn that. And now I'm going to click onto the classic review and you can see the style of it. So you have listening, yes, listening that, and then you're like, oh, what is that? And you're going to click it. It's like a game. And then you can type in words. It helps you with recognizing the Korean words. So 정말, 정말, 정말. So these revisions and reviews actually help me a lot when I'm trying to, you know, remember the phrases, Korean phrases.
카카오톡 해요?
So you kind of click in it and you can see, you kind of see the marks going up on the right hand corner, 450 marks right now. And it's funny, whenever you master a word, there's this little flower that will blossom. So at first, when you first learn it, it's like a seed, and then the more you practice with the same word, it grows into a flower. So it's like also you're growing flowers at the same time, which is good. So this is ch, 요,
안녕,
안녕, 안녕. So I'm not going to show you the whole process, but this is why I feel like this app is really useful for me, because I'm someone who, you know, likes to click on my phone all the time, and it gives me a purpose. Like it's fun. It's like a playing game. So for those who like to play games, you know, especially mobile phone games, you can definitely consider this, because it's really fun when you're learning instead of just like reciting from textbooks material.
나는 나 잊혀버리면 안 돼요. 내 인생의 주인공은 바로 나예요.
To further motivate myself to learn Korean, I even bought beautiful illustration books and novels that are written in Korean. And for illustration books, I would read a page each day. And I might not understand every single word, but this helps me to practice my pronunciations. And because there are pictures, sometimes the pictures, the actions or characters can help me to comprehend a few things, even though I might not understand everything. And it's a good practice for myself. And my ultimate goal is definitely being able to read this novel one day. And of course, TV dramas, reality shows like this one, The Return of Superman, where Gary's son's in it recently. I love him so much. He's such a good teacher. He speaks so fluently and he's so cute. I learned so much from him. And of course, there also another reality show I've watched, which is Knowing Brothers. So funny. I learned so much. And there's also interviews I encountered on YouTube. There's also web dramas, and I would definitely screen cap the phrases that I feel like it would be useful for daily life conversations, and these screen caps are normally in my phone and I will revise them from time to time. It's so useful. Speaking of K-dramas in 2020, I'm so grateful to have all these amazing K-dramas coming out during this quarantine period, and every single one of them that I've listed here, I've shown here, are the ones that I will always go back from time to time because the plot is so innovative and amazing. And I'm so grateful that Netflix had imported so many K-dramas from the past and in the present as well, and these are the dramas that I constantly go back to and to learn the language from time to time when I'm during the quarantine period. It is the best teaching materials for learning this language. I'm sure you will all agree that a K-drama also means having a good OST, and I've always found that when I learn a language, the most effective way for me to learn it is by singing along to the songs that are written in this language, and it helps me to practice my pronunciation and also help me to remember the phrases and words easily. And the following is me trying to sing to the first paragraph of the song from the K-drama Hotel del Lola.
Another day, supermar을 하지 말아요. So far away, 아무 말도 하지 말아요. 사랑이 그렇게 힘들게 하나요? 마음이 그렇게 넘어가고 있나요?
Anyways, that's what I've been doing for learning Korean. I hope you get inspired by that, and I will continue to share my journey of learning Korean through my IG account, J.M.Wong. You can check that out from my stories. And yeah, hope you would find ways to make your quarantine life fun as well. Anyways, let's end this video by saying remember to stop existing, start living, and be alive. Bye!